Oh my goodness, I'm live. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. I need to hear myself. Hang on. This is probably going to have a bit of a weird effect. Oh, it picks up. Okay, cool. Cooking with gas. Hello, I'm Lydia, and I read the Bible every day, more or less. And in this case, for the past week, it's been less. So I am going to film all my videos from Leviticus 12, which is where I left off, to Leviticus 27, which I believe is the final chapter, question mark? We'll see. This is really, really strange. This is really, really crazy. Never thought I'd be doing this. But, first time for everything. Anyway, Leviticus chapter 12. Let me even start recording. Video 1 of many. Leviticus chapter 12. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. If you watch my videos semi-regularly, you'll recognize that it's been a week of nothing. Sorry about that. So I'm bulk recording them now, and I'm going to drop them all on Saturday, which is tomorrow, I think, God willing. Anyway, Leviticus chapter 12. Let's get into it with my trusty pen because the font is so small. Every time I complain, I feel like you don't get it. The font is really, really small. So anyway, Leviticus chapter 12. Purification after childbirth. The Lord said to Moses, "Say to the Israelites, a woman who becomes pregnant and gives birth to a son will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days, just as she is unclean during her monthly period. On the 8th day, the boy is to be circumcised. Then the woman must wait 33 days to be purified from her bleeding. She must not touch anything sacred or go to the sanctuary until the days of her purification are over. If she gives birth to a daughter, for 2 weeks the woman will be unclean, as during her period. Then she must wait 66 days to be purified from her bleeding. When the days of her purification for a son or daughter are over, she is to bring to the priest at the entrance to the tent of meeting a year-old lamb for a burnt offering and a young pigeon or a dove for a sin offering. He shall offer them before the Lord to make atonement for her, and then she will be ceremonially clean from the flow of her blood. These are the regulations for the woman who gives birth to a boy or a girl. If she cannot afford a lamb, she is to bring 2 doves or 2 young pigeons, one for a burnt offering and the other for a sin offering. In this way, the priest will make an atonement for her and she will be clean. This is really strange. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but I plan on posting tomorrow. Now that I've done this, I plan on posting tomorrow and I plan on posting a lot. So bear with. May God bless you abundantly. If you want to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so on my YouTube channel where I am live right now. There are playlists in French, Spanish, and English, all the videos which I've filmed from James to Leviticus, this point in Leviticus, and also all of Joshua. It's weird, it's backwards there. I'm seeing myself twice in a mirror. But yeah, I filmed them, uploaded them, they're all there in playlists which are dedicated to each book in each language. But bear with, French and Spanish are not my first languages by any means. God willing, I'll become fluent eventually, but I'm not there yet. So if you can't speak them fluently, please, just hang on, okay? Anyway, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be uploaded in like 20 minutes, probably. Okay, bye. Video 1 of like 15. Okay, let's keep going. Leviticus chapter 13. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, but also like 3/4 of the way through Exodus, I got really bogged down by all of the instructions to build the tabernacle. So I decided, let's take a break. Let's go and read all of Joshua, which I did do. So there's a whole bunch to watch and read along with me. But in the meantime, let's get into Leviticus chapter 13, the reason why you're here. Regulations about infectious diseases, skin diseases to be specific. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, when anyone has a swelling or a rash or a bright spot on his skin that may become an infectious skin disease, he must be brought to Aaron the priest or to one of his sons who is a priest. The priest is to examine the sore on his skin. And if the hair in the sore has turned white and the sore appears to be more than skin deep, it is an infectious skin disease. When the priest examines him, he shall pronounce him ceremonially unclean. If the spot on his skin is white, but does not appear to be more than skin deep, and the hair in it has not turned white, the priest is to put the infected person in isolation for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest is to examine him, and if he sees that the sore is unchanged and has not spread in the skin, he is to keep him in isolation another 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest is to examine him again, and if the sore has faded and has not spread in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is only a rash. The man must wash his clothes, and he will be clean. But if the rash does spread in his skin after he has shown himself to the priest to be pronounced clean, he must appear before the priest again. The priest is to examine him, and if the rash has spread in the skin, he shall pronounce him unclean. It is an infectious disease. When anyone has an infectious skin disease, he must be brought to the desert. To the priest. I don't even know where that came from. The priest is to examine him, and if there is a white swelling in the skin that has turned the hair white, and if there is raw flesh in the swelling, it is a chronic skin disease, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. He is not to put him in isolation because he is already unclean. If the disease breaks out all over his skin, and, so far as the priest can see, it covers all the skin of the infected person from head to foot, the priest is to examine him. And if the disease has covered his whole body, he is to pronounce that person clean. Since it has all turned white, he is clean. But whenever raw flesh appears on him, he will be unclean. When the priest sees the raw flesh, he shall pronounce him unclean. The raw flesh is unclean. He has an infectious disease. Should the raw flesh change and turn white, he must go to the priest. The priest is to examine him, and if the sores have turned white, the priest shall pronounce the infected person clean, then he will be clean. When someone has a boil on his skin and it heals, and in the place where the boil was, a white swelling or reddish white spot appears, he must present himself to the priest. The priest is to examine it, and if it appears to be more than skin deep, and the hair in it has turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is an infectious skin disease that has broken out where the boil was. But if, when the priest examines it, there is no white hair in it, and it is not more than skin deep and has faded, then the priest is to put him in isolation for 7 days. If it is spreading in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is infectious. But if the spot is unchanged and has not spread, it is only a scar from the boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. When someone has a burn on his skin and a reddish white or white spot appears in the raw flesh of the burn, the priest is to examine the spot. And if the hair in it has turned white, and it appears to be more than skin deep, it is an infectious disease that has broken out in the burn. The priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is an infectious skin disease. But if the priest examines it, and there is no white hair in the spot, and if it is not more than skin deep and has faded, then the priest is to put him in isolation for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest is to examine him, and if it is spreading in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is an infectious skin disease. If, however, the spot is unchanged and has not spread in the skin but has faded, it is a swelling from the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. We're halfway there. It is only a scar from the burn. If a man or woman has a sore on the head or the chin, the priest is to examine the sore. And if it appears to be more than skin deep, and the hair in it is yellow and thin, the priest shall pronounce that person unclean. It is an itch, an infectious disease of the head or chin. But if, when the priest examines this kind of sore, it does not seem to be more than skin deep, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest is to put the infected person in isolation for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest is to examine the sore, and if the itch has not spread, and there is no yellow hair in it, and it does not appear to be more than skin deep, He must be shaved, except for the diseased area, and the priest is to keep him in isolation another 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest is to examine the itch, and if it is not spread in the skin and appears to be no more than skin deep, the priest shall pronounce him clean. He must wash his clothes, and he will be clean. But if the itch does not spread in the skin after he is pronounced clean, the priest is to examine him. And if the itch has spread to the skin, the priest does not need to look for yellow hair. The person is unclean. If, however, in his judgment, it is unchanged and black hair has grown in it, the itch is healed. He is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. When a man or woman has white spots on the skin, the priest is to examine them. And if the spots are dull white, it is a harmless rash that has broken out on the skin. That person is clean. When a man has lost his hair and is bald, he is clean. If he has lost his hair from the front of his scalp and has a bald forehead, he is clean. But if he has a reddish white sore on his bald head or forehead, it is an infectious disease breaking out on his head or forehead. The priest is to examine him, and if the swollen sore on his head or forehead is reddish white, like an infectious skin disease, the man is diseased and is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him unclean because of the sore on his head. The person with such an infectious disease must wear torn clothes, let his hair be unkempt, cover the lower part of his face, and cry out, "Unclean, unclean." As long as he has the infection, he remains unclean. He must live alone. He must live outside the camp. I dread reading this in French and Spanish. This is very long. Regulations about mildew. Final subtitle. If any clothing is contaminated with mildew, any woolen or linen clothing, any woven or knitted material of linen or wool, any leather or anything made of leather, and if the contamination of the clothing, or leather, or woven or knitted material, or any leather article is greenish or reddish, it is a spreading mildew and must be shown to the priest. The priest is to examine the mildew and isolate the affected article for 7 days. On the 7th day, he is to examine it, and if the mildew has spread in the clothing, or the woven or knitted material, or the leather, whatever its use, it is a destructive mildew. The article is unclean. He must burn up the clothing, or the woven or knitted material of wood, wool, or linen, or any leather article that has the contamination in it, because the mildew is destructive. The article must be burned up. But if, when the priest examines it, the mildew has not spread in the clothing, or the woven or knitted material, or the leather article, he shall order that the contaminated article be washed. Then he is to isolate it for another 7 days. After the affected article has been washed, the priest is to examine it, and if the mildew has not changed its appearance, even though it has not spread, it is unclean. Burn it with fire, whether the mildew has affected one side or the mildew has faded after the article has been washed. He is to burn it with fire, whether the mildew has affected one side or the other. Pause. If, when the priest examines it, the mildew has faded after the article has been washed, he is to tear the contaminated part out of the clothing, or the leather, or the woven or knitted material. But if it reappears in the clothing, or in the woven or knitted material, or in the leather article, it is spreading, and whatever has the mildew must be burned with fire. The clothing, or the woven or knitted material, or any leather article that has been washed and is rid of the mildew must be washed again, and it will be clean. These are the regulations concerning contamination by mildew in woolen or linen clothing, woven or knitted material, or any leather article, for pronouncing them clean or unclean. My Bible, right, look at it. It has, I've always hated this, I don't know what they call it, but like spacing in Bibles. In Word documents also. In books, I really dislike it, where it fills up side to side. I think they do it to, maximize the space, but it means that every so often they'll split a word and they'll put a little hyphen, and you're trying to guess what the word is before you get to the next line, and it's never correct. It's actually never correct. For example, reappears, I was like, reaps? but then that's quite short. So I'm thinking, and it reappears. What kind of no? I love it when the lines are all different lengths, but I guess that was not the vibe when they were printing this Bible. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post. But hey, I'm posting a whole bunch of videos today, so hey, let's not bite off more than we can chew there. Watch them today and then come back tomorrow, God willing. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so by checking out my YouTube channel, which is linked on my TikTok bio. If you're already there, amen. When you get there, like, comment, subscribe. But also, there are playlists dedicated to every book of the Bible, which I've covered from James up to here in Leviticus and also all of Joshua. And I've covered them all in French, Spanish, and English, where English is my first language, and then French and Spanish I learnt in school a few years ago. I do not purport to be fluent, but God willing, I will get there. Yeah, that's about it. God bless. See you later. Bye. I have to film these in French and Spanish too, and I'm just very unenthusiastic. Like it might be that I actually wait another week and then I film, 20 videos in French. And then I wait another week and I film 30 videos in Spanish because I'm, that last chapter I read was 59 verses long, and it wasn't 59 verses of names. No, that was a whole lot of unclean and clean. Limpio and sucio. Yeah, dirty, I guess. Or non limpio, I guess. I don't even know what it is in French. I'm scared. Anyway, all is well. On to Leviticus chapter 14. I'm loving it. I have so much more to go. Let's do it. Drink some water, actually. While I am a yapper, I don't usually talk this much. I've become a bit of an introvert this year. I'm more of an introvert than I was, which isn't saying much. I was very much an extrovert prior. This, I feel I'm going to finish the whole liter. That's how many words are ahead of me. Anyway, let's do it. Lord, please give me strength. Okay, let's do it. Leviticus chapter 14. Hang on, can I move this here? Then I'd have to see myself. Hang on. I put it in the middle. It looks like I'm speaking to you, but I'm really not. Hi. Let me do this again. Oh, I'm pale again. It's okay. Leviticus chapter 14. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now here I am in Leviticus. But I also took a break and went over to Joshua. So, there's a whole bunch to watch, a whole bunch to read along with me. But in the meantime, let's jump into why you're here, which is Leviticus chapter 14. Cleansing from infectious skin diseases. Oh, riveting. The Lord said to Moses, "These are the regulations for the diseased person at the time of his ceremonial cleansing, when he is brought to the priest. The priest is to go outside the camp and examine him. If the person has been healed of his infectious skin disease, the priest shall order that 2 live, clean birds and some cedar wood, scarlet yarn, and hyssop be brought for the one to be cleansed. Then the priest shall order that one of the birds be killed over fresh water in a clay pot. He is then to take the live bird and dip it, together with the cedar wood, the scarlet yarn, and the hyssop, into the blood of the bird that was killed over the fresh water. 7 times, oh, this is long too. 7 times he shall sprinkle the one to be cleansed of the infectious disease and pronounce him clean. Then he is to release the live bird in the open fields. The person to be cleansed must wash his clothes, shave off all his hair, and bathe with water. Then he will be ceremonially clean. After this, he may come into the camp, but he must stay outside his tent for 7 days. On the 7th day, he must shave off all his hair. He must shave his head, his beard, his eyebrows, and the rest of his hair. He must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water, and he will be clean. On the 8th day, that's okay. On the 8th day, he must bring 2 male lambs and 1 ewe lamb, a year old, each without defect, along with 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, and 1 log of oil. Okay, a log? Hang on, let me even check what this means. B, about 2/3 of a pint, about 0.3 liters. Okay, all right. The priest who pronounces him clean shall present both the one to be cleansed and his offerings before the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Then the priest is to take one of the male lambs and offer it as a guilt offering, along with a log of oil. He shall wave them before the Lord as a wave offering. He is to slaughter the lamb in the holy place where the sin offering and the burnt offering are slaughtered. Like the sin offering, the guilt offering belongs to the priest. It is most holy. The priest is to take some of the blood of the guilt offering and put it on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. The priest shall then take some of the log of oil, pour it in the palm of his own left hand, dip his right forefinger into the oil in his palm, and with his finger sprinkle some of it before the Lord 7 times. The priest is to put some of the oil remaining in his palm on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on top of the blood of the guilt offering. The rest of the oil in his palm the priest shall put on the head of the one to be cleansed and make atonement for him before the Lord. Then the priest is to sacrifice the sin offering and make atonement for the one to be cleansed from his uncleanness. After that, the priest shall slaughter the burnt offering and offer it on the altar, together with the grain offering, and make atonement for him, and he will be clean. Okay. If, however, he is poor and cannot afford these, he must take 1 male lamb as a guilt offering to be waved, to make atonement for him, together with 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, for a grain offering, a log of oil, and 2 doves or 2 young pigeons, which he can afford, one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. On the 8th day, he must bring them for his cleansing to the priest at the entrance to the tent of meeting before the Lord. The priest is to take the lamb for the guilt offering, together with the log of oil, and wave them before the Lord as a wave offering. He shall slaughter the lamb for the guilt offering, and take some of its blood, and put it on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. The priest is to pour some of the oil into the palm of his own left hand, and with his right forefinger sprinkle some of the oil from his palm 7 times before the Lord. Some of the oil in his palm he is to put on the same places he put the blood of the guilt offering, on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. The rest of the oil in his palm the priest shall put on the head of the one to be cleansed, to make atonement for him before the Lord. Then he shall sacrifice the doves or the young pigeons, which the person can afford, one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering, together with the grain offering. In this way, the priest will make atonement before the Lord on behalf of the one to be cleansed. These are the regulations for anyone who has an infectious disease and who cannot afford the regular offerings for his cleansing. Cleansing from mildew. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "When you enter the land of Canaan, which I am giving you as your possession, and I put a spreading mildew in a house in that land, the owner of the house must go and tell the priest, 'I have seen something that looks like mildew in my house.' The priest is to order the house to be emptied before he goes in to examine the mildew, so that nothing in the house will be pronounced unclean. After this, the priest is to go in and inspect the house. He is to examine the mildew on the walls, and if it has greenish or reddish depressions that appear to be deeper than the surface of the wall, the priest shall go out the doorway of the house and close it up for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest shall return to inspect the house. If the mildew has spread on the walls, he is to order that the contaminated stones be torn out and thrown into an unclean place outside the town. He must have all the inside walls of the house scraped, and the material that is scraped off dumped into an unclean place outside the town. Then They are to take other stones to replace these, and to take new clay and plaster the house. If the mildew appears in the house after the stones have been torn out and the house scraped and plastered, the priest is to go and examine it. And if the mildew has spread in the house, it is a destructive mildew. The house is unclean. It must be torn down, its stones, timbers, and all the plaster, and taken out of the town to an unclean place. Anyone who goes into the house while it is closed up will be unclean till evening. Anyone who sleeps or eats in the house must wash his clothes. But if the priest comes to examine it and the mildew has not spread after the house has been plastered, he shall pronounce the house clean, because the mildew is gone. To purify the house, he is to take 2 birds and some cedar wood, scarlet yarn, and hyssop. He shall kill one of the birds over fresh water in a clay pot. Then he is to take the cedar wood, the hyssop, the scarlet yarn, and the live bird, dip them into the blood of the dead bird and fresh water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. He shall purify the house with the bird's blood, the fresh water, the live bird, the cedar wood, the hyssop, and the scarlet yarn. Then he is to release the live bird in the open fields outside the town. In this way, he will make atonement for the house, and it will be clean. These are the regulations for any infectious skin disease, for an itch, for mildew in clothing or in a house, and for a swelling, a rash, or a bright spot, to determine when something is clean or unclean. These are the regulations for infectious skin diseases and mildew. Right. Thank you so much for reading the Bible with me today and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post. And frankly, I'm planning on posting a whole bunch today. So let's see about tomorrow. But, you know, we'll God willing, keep cracking on. If you'd like to watch these videos in the clearer order, you can do so by checking out my YouTube channel, which is linked in my TikTok bio. There are playlists in French, Spanish, and English dedicated to each book of the Bible, which I have covered thus far, from James through to Leviticus, and also the entire book of Joshua. So there's a whole bunch to watch. You know, crack on. Like, comment, subscribe, share, repost, blah, blah, blah. French and Spanish are not my first languages by any means. God willing, I'll become fluent in them eventually. But for now, I am, fluent in English. It's my first and really only language that I can vouch for myself in. But yeah, God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Or today. Bye. I think that I'm going to do this. I'm going to go live on TikTok as well. Let me even check. I have 1 minute left of my TikTok time today because I've actually just been brain rotting on there. But let me see who's live right now. Oh my goodness, one of my Christian TikToker girlies got married. No, not married, engaged. People are live right now. I can go live right now. Hey, hold on. Can I even pause this? Will it not let me pause it? Edit. Oh, well, that's not. Let me even call my dad. Can I mute myself at least? So, okay, my dad's just come and giving me his phone to go live on TikTok, on TikTok, and it turns out he deleted it. Now, I think that that's actually very rude and very, very upsetting. So, yeah, and he also reminded me to, like pray before I do this. And sometimes I just jump into it. So I will be doing that momentarily while TikTok is downloading. Because we're multitaskers. TikTok. See, it was even in the cloud waiting to be re-downloaded. Right. I pray with my eyes open. Anyway, dear Lord, thank you so much for bringing us together today. Me and the no people who are watching this right now, but God willing, this will reach people after and maybe even during. I still have many, many, many chapters to go. I just need to get to the end of this book. Thank you, nonetheless. Thank you for allowing me to have started this journey somewhat almost a year ago. Ish. Kind of, sort of. That's crazy. Back in July, August-ish. Thank you so much. Like, it's actually been very fun. And I didn't think that I would necessarily get like get the following that I have. Like, I'm so happy that I've been able to reach so many people. I think it's 5,000 people total across TikTok and YouTube. And I really just did not, it was not on my radar at all. So I'm just so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the discussions I've been able to have. I've been really, really bad at replying to comments recently. Sorry about that. And by recently, I mean in the past like 3 months. So I'm going to go and do that one of these days. But nonetheless, I really appreciate the people who are consistently supporting me, who are popping in and reading the Bible along with me and pouring into their own relationship with you. It's really sick that we've been able to kind of make this small community. And God willing, it will continue to grow and you'll continue to move in spaces where my videos are reaching and where other people's videos are reaching. Please please keep knocking on the hearts of people around the world, and please allow them to be able to find these videos and use them as a way to kind of jump in to understanding more about you, your nature, your love, what you've got to offer them, etc., etc. Like, it would be really cool. So yeah, please be with me for the rest of Leviticus because my patience is even waning and I've done maybe 4 chapters. So I would really appreciate it. Yeah, but thank you. Your mercies abound. And yeah, you're just really, really, really great. Have you guys... Amen. There are a few songs whenever I pray, and I remember because I always use the Lord's Prayer as like a template in my head. And I'm like, whoa. Have you ever heard Big God by Tyrion? Can I play it? Low key, that might get me copyright struck. But it's like, how does it even go? Hang on. I recently got YouTube Music. I hate the fact I've done this because my APK wasn't working anymore for Spotify, and there's actually no way. But I miss Spotify a little bit. YouTube Rewind or whatever better be good this year because me and Spotify Wrapped are besties. How does it go? I'm just gonna read the lyrics. Big God Tyrion. Man, I'm talking about a big God. When trouble comes around the way, only remedy for big odds is a big God. Ain't nobody gonna shake my faith. Now I'm not afraid, throw my hands up in praise for the times that you pulled me through. I haven't warmed up, please. I'm counting on a big God. They can't stop. He's a big God. Oh, whoa, whoa. It's a good song. This is all to say that whenever I do the whole the equivalent of, what is it, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I'm like, wow, there are some songs that do this so well. Like, I just love Christian music. I'm going to a Christian music festival this summer. I'm so excited. Right. I'm going live on TikTok too. Let me even turn off sound there just to make sure. Log in. Are you going to let me log in? You're going to let... Oh, gosh. Oh, hang on. It's still playing. Hang on. Right. Oh, and I have an alarm that's going to go off. Oh, and I need to go to the loo. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going, man. Oh. Anyway, what even is my password? I don't even know. I hate Apple keyboards. This is actually just not for the weak, and that is me. I just like Android so much. Okay. Save password. Yeah. Let me in. Hang on, I feel like this is gonna go really, really loud, really, really quick. Why is there no way to pause a live? You know, like these are the questions to which I require answers. Presk. Really. Shut up, man. No. I'm in the wrong account. Where's the right one? Hello. Add account. Is it not? Now I don't even know. Have I logged in on the wrong thing? Log in. What even is my account? This is how you know I haven't been on my Christian TikTok for a while. Because what actually is my username? I don't know. I want to say it's Read Your Bible Every Day. Actually, no, it is Read Your Bible Every Day. Read. Plug. Go follow me. Read your Bible every day. Yeah? Okay. Password. Like, maybe I'm just always logged in. I don't even have to think. Am I in? Oh, I'm not. What is my password? It's things like this that just a waste of life, as my dad would say. Like, passwords should not need to be remembered. Just let me in. It's me. 5 attempts remaining. Long day. Right. I'm about to have a big guy. But no. See, I'm getting Big God and Good Day mixed up. If you haven't heard Good Day, that's also a very, very, very good song. Right. Right. Let me do this by Google. Hello. Continue with Google again. I'm actually running with this because this is my brain break, and Leviticus is a really slow book. Like I struggle sometimes, but you know, God willing, I'll get through. Passwords, you know. Passwords again. Like, what even are you, man? Is that it? Please. Next. No, it's not. Okay, let's try again. I can't type on this stupid phone, but it has a better quality, so say that be. You can let me in. Yes. Continue. Please, if I've just logged in for no reason, I'm going to be a bit vexed. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not going to lie. Oh, I'm in. Okay, let's go live. Oh. I've even forgotten how to go live. Oh, new. Access the camera, access the microphone. Testing. Okay. We're there. Discard live. Goodness, please. This is just add title. Reading Leviticus 15 to 27 because I fell off. I fell off. Oh, whatever. Where's the cross emoji? Where are the emojis? Oh my gosh. Cross. Boom. Shakalaka. I don't even... Where even at? iPhones, you know. Ah! Hello? How do I... Hello? 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 How do I get away? Take me away. Effects, settings. Oh, whatever. About me. No. Settings, video quality, high, cool. Settings, live events, one on profit, audio controls, blah, 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 blah. That's all right. Okay. Let's do it. Another one. Got three cameras, you know. Okay. This is not overwhelming at all. Hang on, let me even swap these. Right, let's get into it again. Okay. Leviticus chapter 15. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now here I am in Leviticus. I also took a break a little bit of the way through Exodus because there were so many rules about building the tabernacle, and I just, I'm actually just a girl. So I skipped over to Joshua and read that whole thing too. Feel free to peruse that later, but for now, let's jump right into what you're already here for. Leviticus chapter 15. Discharges causing uncleanness. This is not a word I do not believe. Anyway, the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when any man has a bodily discharge, the discharge is unclean. Whether it continues flowing from his body or is blocked, it will make him unclean. This is how his discharge will bring about uncleanness." Do I even have a description? Hang on. Pause. I don't think I even have a description on my live. Wait. Oh, and I can pause it on here. That's cool. About me? Is that what I'm supposed to show an intro? What? Oh man. Okay. Hey, I'm reading a chapter. Who am I kidding? I'm reading Leviticus. Smiley. Join me. Smiley. Right. Is it submitted? Is it done? Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, let's do this again. Leviticus chapter 15. Leviticus chapter 15. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now here I am in Leviticus. So, we've done a lot. And I've done this before. Who cares? Let's just get into it. Discharges causing uncleanness. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when any man has a bodily discharge, the discharge is unclean. Whether it continues flowing from his body or is blocked, it will make him unclean. This is how his discharge will bring about uncleanness. Any bed the man with the discharge lies on will be unclean, and anything he sits on will be unclean. Anyone who touches his bed must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Whoever sits on anything that the man with a discharge sat on must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Whoever touches the man who has a discharge must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. If the man with the discharge spits on someone who is clean, that person must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Everything the man sits on when riding will be unclean, and whoever touches any of the things that were under him will be clean till evening. Whoever picks up those things must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Anyone the man with a discharge touches without rinsing his hands with water must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. A clay pot that a man touches must be broken, and any wooden article is to be rinsed with water. When a man is cleansed from his discharge, he is to count off 7 days for his ceremonial cleansing. He must wash his clothes and bathe himself with fresh water, and he will be clean. On the 8th day, he must take 2 doves or 2 young pigeons and come before the Lord to the entrance to the tent of meeting and give them to the priest. The priest is to sacrifice them, the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. In this way, he will make atonement before the Lord for the man because of his discharge. When a man has an emission of semen, he must bathe his whole body with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Any clothing or leather that has semen on it must be washed with water, and it will be unclean till evening. When a man lies with a woman, and there is an emission of semen, they must both bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. When a woman has her regular flow of blood, the impurity of her monthly period will last 7 days, and anyone who touches her will be unclean till evening. Anything she lies on during her period will be unclean, and anything she sits on will be unclean. Whoever touches her bed must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Whoever touches anything she sits on must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. Whether it is the bed or anything she was sitting on, when anyone touches it, he will be unclean till evening. If a man lies with her and her monthly flow touches him, he will be unclean for 7 days. Any bed he lies on will be unclean. When a woman has a discharge of blood for many days at a time, other than her monthly period, or has a discharge that continues beyond her period, she will be unclean as long as she has the discharge, just as in the days of her period. Any bed she lies on while her discharge continues will be unclean, as is her bed during her monthly period, and anything she sits on will be unclean, as during her period. Whoever touches them will be unclean. He must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be unclean till evening. When I don't know. When she is cleansed from her discharge, she must count off 7 days, and after that she will be ceremonially clean. On the 7th day, she must take 2 doves or 2 pigeons, 2 young pigeons, and bring them to the priest at the entrance to the tent of meeting. The priest is to sacrifice one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. In this way, he will make atonement for her before the Lord for the uncleanness of her discharge. You must keep the Israelites separate from things that make them unclean, so they will not die in their uncleanness for defiling my dwelling place, which is among them. These are the regulations for a man with a discharge, for anyone made unclean by an emission of semen, for a woman in her monthly period, for a man or a woman with a discharge, for a man who lies with a woman who is ceremonially unclean. Right. Thank you so much for reading the Bible with me today and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but I do plan on posting, so God willing, I will see you then. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so by clicking on the link in my TikTok bio, which will take you to my YouTube channel. If you're already there, 10 out of 10, no notes. When you're there, like, comment, subscribe, obviously, and then there are playlists dedicated to each book of the Bible which I have read, from James through to Leviticus, and also the whole book of Joshua in French, Spanish, and English, where English is my first language, and French and Spanish I learnt along the way. I'm not fluent, but God willing, I will be eventually. So, I will see you later, because I'm posting all of these in one day because I've skipped a fair few. God bless. Goodbye. Okay. Let me even change. I don't know what to do with this live. No, don't mirror the video, actually. I want to see myself for what I am. Oh, never mind. Mirror the video. About me. Let's even update this. Can I put hashtags in it? I don't even... Hashtag... Where even is hashtag? Hashtag Christian TikTok. Hashtag Christian. Hashtag Bible reading. Hashtag Jesus loves you. Oh. Hashtag Leviticus. Hashtag Moses. Hashtag Prince of Egypt. Okay. Like, that's enough, right? Question mark. We'll see. Down. Copy. Upload an image. Can I just take it? I don't even know. Allow full access. Let me even take a picture of myself right now. Photos. I don't even. Where's the camera? Oh, there you go. Right. It's done. It's done. How do you even use this phone? I think. Hello? Oh, is it because I'm still in live and now the phone is like glitching out? That's so funny. Hello? I don't know if I just ended the live. Like, actually, question mark. It's frozen. Hello? Yeah, the delay goes crazy, you know. 1, 2. No. Am I even still in the live? I don't know. Am I? Oh, I am. Okay. Anyway. Upload an image. Oh, why is the image so skinny? Like, okay. All right. That's really strange. Like, why have they gone and done that? You know? Boots and cats. And boots and cats. Upload an image. Go again. Turn it so you can actually see me. Done, I think. About me submitted. Okay. Funnily enough, my TikTok is in Thai because I lived in Thailand for a year and I can't change it. So everyone who's passing through is from Southeast Asia. Just like a very fun fact. I don't live there anymore. I haven't lived there for years. And yet I just can't change it. So I hope that I can evangelize to Thai people, you know? Slay. Is there anything? Comment? Like, no, I don't know. Right. I really don't know how this works. But let's do it. Let's continue. Oh, this is even recording. Get away from me, man. Stop it. Okay, now I really need to go to the loo, but we persevere. If I get up, I will not sit back down. I need to get to the end of this book. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Leviticus chapter 16. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, so you know, we've made progress. And additionally, I read the entire book of Joshua at some point, so there's a whole bunch to peruse later, but for now, let's get into it. Leviticus chapter 16. The Day of Atonement. The Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, who died when they approached the Lord. That was crazy. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell your brother Aaron not to come whenever he chooses into the most holy place behind the curtain in front of the atonement cover on the ark, or else he will die, because I appear in the cloud over the atonement cover." This is how Aaron is to enter the sanctuary area, with a young bull for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. He is to put on the sacred linen tunic with linen undergarments next to his body. He is to tie the linen sash around him and put on the linen turban. These are the sacred garments, so he must bathe himself with water before he puts them on. From the Israelite community, he is to take 2 male goats for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. Aaron is to offer the bull for his own sin offering to make atonement for himself and his household. Then he is to take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting. He is to cast lots for the 2 goats, one lot for the Lord and the other for the scapegoat. Aaron shall bring the goat whose lot falls to the Lord and sacrifice it for a sin offering. But the goat chosen by lot as the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to be used for making atonement by sending it into the desert as a scapegoat. Aaron shall bring the bull for his own sin offering to make atonement for himself and his household, and he is to slaughter the bull for his own sin offering. He is to take a censer full of burning coals from the altar before the Lord, and 2 handfuls of finely ground fragrant incense, and take them behind the curtain. He is to put the incense on the fire before the Lord, and the smoke of the incense will conceal the atonement cover above the testimony, so that he will not die. He is to take some of the bull's blood, and with his finger sprinkle it on the front of the atonement cover. Then he shall sprinkle some of it with his finger 7 times before the atonement cover. He shall then slaughter the goat for the sin offering for the people, and take its blood behind the curtain, and do with it as he did with the bull's blood. He shall sprinkle it on the atonement cover and in front of it. In this way, he will make atonement for the most holy place because of the uncleanness and rebellion of the Israelites, whatever their sins have been. He is to do the same for the tent of meeting, which is among them in the midst of their uncleanness. No one is to be in the tent of meeting from the time Aaron goes in to make the atonement in the most holy place until he comes out, having made atonement for himself, his household, and the whole community of Israel. Then he shall come out of the altar that is before the Lord and make atonement for it. He shall take some of the bull's blood and some of the goat's blood and put it on the horns of the altar. He shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with his finger 7 times to cleanse it and to consecrate it from the uncleanness of the Israelites. When Aaron has finished making atonement for the most holy place, the tent of meeting, and the altar, he shall bring forward the live goat. He is to lay both hands on the head of the live goat and confess over it all the wickedness and rebellion of the Israelites, all their sins, and put them on the goat's head. He shall send the goat away into the desert in the care of a man appointed for the task. The goat will carry on itself all their sins to a solitary place, and the man shall release it in the desert. Then Aaron is to go into the tent of meeting and take off the linen garments he put on before he entered the most holy place, and he is to leave them there. He shall bathe himself with water in a holy place and put on his regular garments. Then he shall come out and sacrifice the burnt offering for himself and the burnt offering for the people, to make atonement for himself and for the people. He shall also burn the fat for the sin offering on the altar. The man who releases the goat as a scapegoat must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterward he may come into the camp. The bull and the goat for the sin offerings, whose blood was brought into the most holy place to make atonement, must be taken outside the camp. Their hides, flesh, and offal are to be burnt up. The man who burns them must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterward he may come into the camp. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you. On the 10th day of the 7th month, you must deny yourselves and do not do any work, whether native born or an alien living among you, because on this day atonement will be made for you, to cleanse you. Then before the Lord you will be clean from all your sins. It is a Sabbath of rest, and you must deny yourselves. It is a lasting ordinance. The priest who is anointed and ordained to succeed his father as high priest is to make atonement. He is to put on the sacred linen garments and make atonement for the most holy place, for the tent of meeting and the altar, and for the priests and all the people of the community. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you. Atonement is to be made once a year for all the sins of the Israelites. And it was done, as the Lord commanded Moses. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but God willing, I will post tomorrow, so I'll hopefully see you there. However, I plan on posting all of Leviticus basically in one day because, like, this book, I need it to be over I need it to be done. There's no point in dragging it out. It's a lot of laws. Let's just get through them. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so by checking out my YouTube channel, which is linked in my TikTok bio. There are playlists in French, Spanish, and English, only one of which I can speak fluently, English. So bear with if you can speak French or Spanish fluently. That's not me, but God willing, I'll get there. And there are playlists dedicated to every book of the Bible which I've covered, from James to Leviticus and also Joshua. There's a lot to watch. Check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, repost, blah, blah, blah. God bless. Goodbye. We've been going for an hour. An hour. And I think we have an hour left. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. Oh, it'll be fine. Oh, and we're starting again. Leviticus chapter 17. Hello, my name is Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire... Did I finish that? Did I say, and it was done as the Lord commanded Moses? Let me go check. Because I don't know if I did. No. This one. No. Oh my goodness. Right. It is a Sabbath of rest, and you must deny yourselves. It is a lasting ordinance, and the altar, and for the priests and all the people of the community. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you. Atonement is to be made once a year for all the sins of the Israelites. And it was done. I have no recollection of that final line. But all is well. Let's jump right back into it. Boom, 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 boom. I just love my musical talents. Yeah, what can I say? You would never guess that I'm grade 8 on 2 instruments. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. Let's do it. Leviticus chapter 17. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now here I am in Leviticus, and I also took a moment in Exodus and hopped over to Joshua. So we've covered a fair few books. Please feel free to join me here, there, or anywhere, and let's jump right into it with our reading today, which is Leviticus chapter 17. Eating blood forbidden. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and his sons and to all the Israelites, and say to them, this is what the Lord has commanded. Any Israelite who sacrifices an ox, a lamb, or a goat in the camp or outside of it, instead of bringing it to the entrance to the tent of meeting to present it as an offering to the Lord in front of the tabernacle of the Lord, that man shall be considered guilty of bloodshed. He has shed blood and must be cut off from his people. This is so the Israelites will bring to the Lord the sacrifices they are now making in the open fields. They must bring them to the priest, that is, to the Lord, at the entrance to the tent of meeting, and sacrifice them as fellowship offerings. The priest is to sprinkle the blood against the altar of the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting, and burn the fat as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. They must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat idols to whom they prostitute themselves. This is to be a lasting ordinance for them and for the generations to come. Say to them, any Israelite or any alien living among them who offers a burnt offering or a sacrifice and does not bring it to the entrance of the tent of meeting to sacrifice it to the Lord, that man must be cut off from his people. Any Israelite or alien living among them who eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats blood and will cut him off from his people. For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you to make atonement for yourselves on the altar. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life. Therefore, I say to the Israelites, none of you may eat blood, nor may an alien living among you eat blood. Any Israelite or any alien living among you who hunts any animal or bird that may be eaten must drain out the blood and cover it with earth, because the life of every creature is its blood. That is why I have said to the Israelites, you must not eat the blood of any creature, because the life of every creature is its blood. Anyone who eats it must be cut off. Anyone, whether native born or alien, who eats anything found dead or torn by wild animals must wash his clothes and bathe with water, and he will be ceremonially unclean till evening. Then he will be clean. But if he does not wash his clothes and bathe himself, he will be held responsible. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but I do plan on posting, so God willing, I will see you then. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is linked in my TikTok bio. There are playlists in French, Spanish, and English, where English is my first language and French and Spanish I learnt along the way, and God willing, I'll be fluent in them eventually. Those playlists are dedicated to each book of the Bible which I've read, from James through to Leviticus, and also the entire book of Joshua. So there's a lot to watch, and God willing, it will keep you cooking away in the meantime as I film the rest of these videos. But low-key, will I be uploading all these videos across the span of 1 or 2 days? Yeah, because there's more to read, and I'm not getting bogged down in Leviticus. Amen. So God bless, and God willing, I'll see you tomorrow / later on today, depending. Bye. I have to check. There is a mistranslation. Hey. By mistranslation, I mean, no, I do mean mistranslation, but it's a known mistranslation in the NIV. I want to say it's in Leviticus, or is it Deuteronomy? Leviticus 22 or Deuteronomy 22. It's about SA. And I just want to be cognizant of that as I get closer. I hope I'm getting closer. Hey, if it's in Deuteronomy, let me even forget and come back to it later. But anyway, let's keep going. Hang on, I don't understand. I don't get what is up on TikTok. Hang on. Oh, no. Poll and gift vote, draw and guess, lightning Q&A, treasure box, goodie bag, blah, blah, blah. How do I change this from being in Thailand? that is actually the real question. Because hear your voice, use headphones to hear how you sound to viewers. I'm okay, thank you. Commented, blah, 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 blah. I'll be back to my reading in a second. Content disclosure about me. I don't like. Hang on. TikTok wrong region for live. Ensure your phone settings and blah blah. Uninstall the app. No, an impossibility actually. It'd be easy for me to change my region to America, I think. More content disclosure. I don't think so. No. Can I add hashtags to my TikTok live? Add it to your title. Right after the title itself. I didn't do that. I did not do that. Can I update it now? ? If not, I'll go again. God bless. See you later. Oh my goodness gracious me. Who's watching it right now? I don't know. Anyway, see you in a bit. Bye. Yep, and now... Okay, we're going live again. We go again. Live. Reading Leviticus. No emojis. I have hashtags to put in. Leviticus. Book emoji. Cross emoji. Book emoji. That's it. I don't have time. I don't have character space to be dilly-dallying. Hashtag Christian TikTok. Hashtag Bible. Oh, it won't fit. I'll do hashtag Christian. Pardon me. Hashtag Bible. Okay. Oh, add topic. Oh, maybe I could have done that. DIY, gaming, fitness, sport, music, food, live match, entertainment, learn, probably. Settings, moderators, practice, about me. Hey, I'm reading Leviticus. General. Hang on. Let me even select all real quick. Copy. Okay, general. Yeah. Who am I and what my live video will be about? Paste. Okay, pasting it. Okay. Like, I'm confused as to why you're not pasting. Hey, I'm Lydia. I'm reading the book of Leviticus. Join me. Can I put hashtags here? Probably. Hashtag Christian TikTok. Hashtag God is good. Oh, me. Uh-oh. Are you still going? Somehow still going. God is good. Hashtag Jesus loves you. Hashtag Jesus Christ. Will it fit? It will. Hashtag FY? No. Your perks. Bible daily. Bible daily readings. Books of the Bible. Getting to know God. Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. Submit. About me, submitted. Okay. Dual leads. I don't know what these things mean. I'm actually not gonna lie to you. I think to myself, what the heck is a board? No, because what the heck is a board? Board? Okay. Campaigns? What is Dance to Destiny? Should I even join a campaign and act like I'm dancing? Participants with the most... Nah. Can't be deceiving people into thinking they're going to get my sick moves, although no one's ever beaten me at Just Dance. Poll? Oh, I don't know. Settings? Oh, it's Frozen Man. Poll questions. Do you believe that Jesus Christ is Lord? Question mark. Yeah, that's my savior. Nope. My poll has been approved. Thanks. Why can't I change my region? It's okay. We go again. Let's get filming. Let's get ready to rumble. No, let's even change my lighting real quick. It really acts like I've never been in the sun before. And I rebuke that in Jesus' name, amen. It's actually been very sunny in the UK. So let's get into it. Leviticus. I just did. All right, I want it. Leviticus chapter 18. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, so I'd made moves. And yeah, I also read the entire book of Joshua, so there's a lot to watch. Please feel free to join me here, there, or anywhere, but let's jump right into what we're really here for, which is Leviticus chapter 18. Unlawful sexual relations. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, I am the Lord your God. You must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, where I am bringing you out." Oh, no, where I am... Oh, I butchered it. Let me do it again. Oh no, it's losing battery. Hang on. Let me even turn the brightness all the way down. I don't need to be able to see myself as long as I know that I'm on live. Yeah, word. How do I get out of this? iPhones and me, we're just not friends. Okay, I'm back. Leviticus chapter 18. I think that picked up, hopefully. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, so we're making moves. I also read the entire book of Joshua, so there's a lot to watch. Feel free to join me here, there, or anywhere. Oh no! It's fine. Unlawful sexual relations. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, I am the Lord your God. You must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, where I am bringing you. Do not follow their practices. You must obey my laws and be careful to follow my decrees. I am the Lord your God. Keep my decrees and laws, for the man who obeys them will live by them. I am the Lord. No one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. Do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. That would dishonor your father. Do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born in the same home or somewhere else. Do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would dishonor you. Do not have sexual relations with the daughter of your father's wife, born to your father. She is your sister. Yeah. Yeah. Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister, because she is your mother's close relative. Do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your aunt. Do not dishonor your father's brother by... Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor your brother. Do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter. Do not have sexual relations with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are her close relatives. That is wickedness. Yeah. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife. Okay, and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanness of her monthly period. Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Molech. Who is Molech? Or to be passed through the fire. For you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not lie with a man as one lies with a woman. That is detestable. Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman must not present herself to an animal to have sexual relations with it. That is a perversion. Do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I am going to drive out before you became defiled. Even the land was defiled, so I punished it for its sin, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. But you must keep my decrees and my laws. The native born and the aliens living among you must not do any of these detestable things, for all these things were done by the people who lived in the land before you, and the land became defiled. And if you defile the land, it will vomit you out as it vomited out the nations that were before you. Everyone who does any of these detestable things, such persons must be cut off from their people. Keep my requirements and do not follow any of the detestable customs that were practiced before you came, and do not defile yourselves with them. I am the Lord your God. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post. But God willing, I will. So see you then. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so by checking out my YouTube channel, which is linked in my TikTok bio. There are playlists dedicated to each book of the Bible which I have read, including, but not limited to, James, all the way through to Leviticus, and also the whole book of Joshua. I've read these books in French, Spanish, and English. English is my first language, and French and Spanish are additional languages which I picked up during school. I want to be fluent in them, but I'm not yet. So, God willing, I will be eventually, probably through this, because there's a whole bunch more to read. Anyway, God bless, and see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Another one. Thank you. Another one. Thank you. I'm thinking I'm going to go until midday, and then I have to quickly pack and run away. Yeah. Let me turn off my alarms, because I know I need to leave. Like, I know that. I don't need the reminder. Clock 11. Yeah, okay. Let's get right back into it. Leviticus 18, 19 even. You know, we're getting somewhere. Leviticus chapter 19. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, but I also took a moment and read all of Joshua. So there's a whole bunch to read along with me. But for now, let's jump into what you're here for, which is Leviticus chapter 19. Various laws. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the entire assembly of Israel and say to them, 'Be holy, because I, the Lord, your God, am holy. Each of you must respect his mother and father, and you must observe my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make gods of cast metal for yourselves. I am the Lord your God. When you sacrifice a fellowship offering to the Lord, sacrifice it in such a way that it will be accepted on your behalf. It shall be eaten on the day you sacrifice it, or on the next day. Anything left over until the third day must be burned up. If any of it is eaten on the third day, it is impure and will not be accepted. Whoever eats will be held responsible because he has desecrated what is holy to the Lord. That person must be cut off from his people. When you reap the harvest of your land, do not reap to the very edges of your field or gather the gleanings of your harvest. Do not go over your vineyard a second time or pick up grapes that have fallen. Leave them for the poor and the alien. I am the Lord your God. Do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another, do not swear falsely by my name, and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not defraud your neighbor or rob him. Do not hold back the wages of a hired man overnight. Do not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block in front of the blind, but fear your God. I am the Lord. Do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly. Do not go about spreading slander among your people. Do not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life. I am the Lord. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly, so you will not share in his guilt. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against one of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Keep my decrees. Do not mate different kinds of animals. Do not plant your field with two kinds of seed. Do not wear clothing woven of two kinds of material. If a man sleeps with a woman who is a slave girl promised to another man, but who has not been ransomed or given her freedom, there must be due punishment. Yet they are not to be put to death because she has not been freed. The man, however, must bring a ram to the entrance of the tent of meeting for a guilt offering to the Lord. With the ram of the guilt offering, the priest is to make atonement for him before the Lord for the sin he has committed, and his sin will be forgiven. When you enter the land and plant any kind of fruit tree, regard its fruit as forbidden. For 3 years you are to consider it forbidden. It must not be eaten. In the 4th year, all its fruit will be holy, an offering of praise to the Lord. But in the 5th year, you may eat its fruit. In this way, your harvest will be increased. I am the Lord your God. Do not eat any meat with the blood still in it. Do not practice divination or sorcery. Do not cut the hair at the sides of your head or clip off the edges of your beard. Do not cut your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. Do not degrade your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will turn to prostitution and be filled with wickedness. Observe my Sabbaths and have reverence for my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritists, for you will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Rise in the presence of the Aged, show respect for the elderly, and revere your God. I am the Lord. When an alien lives with you in your land, do not mistreat him. The alien living with you must be treated as one of your native born. Love him as yourself, for you were aliens in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Do not use dishonest standards when measuring length, weight, or quantity. Use honest scales and honest weights, an honest ephah and an honest hin. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt. Keep all my decrees and all my laws and follow them. I am the Lord. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but God willing, I will see you then, and I will post tomorrow. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order and you're on TikTok right now, click the link in my TikTok bio and it'll take you to my YouTube channel. If you're already on my YouTube channel, here's a cookie. Thank you. Thank you so much. While you're there, like, comment, subscribe, follow, etc., etc. And there are playlists dedicated to each book of the Bible, which I've covered from James to Leviticus, and also the entire book of Joshua in French, Spanish, and English, where English is my first language, and then French and Spanish I learned in school a few years ago. Bear with, I'm not fluent in them yet, but God willing, that is the goal. So yeah, there's a whole bunch to watch, a whole bunch to take in, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye. Hang on. Oh. Hey now. We still there? Okay, we're still there. Cool. Jumping right into the next one. I'm going to try to do 2 more. Let me see. 20 and 21 I think I can do, but 22 looks long again. Let's do it. Hello to the 2 people who are there. God bless you. Leviticus chapter 20. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, but I also took a break and read all of Joshua, so there's a whole bunch to take in after we've read Leviticus chapter 20. Let's get right into it. Punishments for sin. The Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, any Israelite or any alien living in Israel who gives any of his children to Molech must be put to death. The people of the community are to stone him. I will set my face against that man, and I will cut him off from his people for giving his children to Molech. He has defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name. If the people of the community close their eyes when that man gives one of his children to Molech, and they fail to put him to death, I will set my face against that man and his family, and will cut off from their people both him and all who follow him in prostituting themselves to Molech. I will set my face against the person who turns to mediums and spiritists to prostitute himself by following them, and I will cut him off from his people. Consecrate yourselves and be holy, because I am the Lord your God. Keep my decrees and follow them. I am the Lord who makes you holy. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. He has cursed his father or mother, and his blood will be on his own head. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, and the wife of his neighbor, oh my goodness. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterer and the adulteress must be put to death. If a man sleeps with his father's wife, he has dishonored his father. Both the man and the woman must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man sleeps with his daughter-in-law, both of them must be put to death. What they have done is a perversion. Their blood will be on their heads, on their own heads. If a man lies with a man as one lies with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries both a woman and her mother, it is wicked. Both he and they must be burned in the fire, so that no wickedness will be among you. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, he must be put to death, and you must kill the animal. If a woman approaches an animal to have sexual relations with it, kill both the woman and the animal. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries his sister, the daughter of either his father or his mother, and they have sexual relations, it is a disgrace. They must be cut off before the eyes of their people. He has dishonored his sister and will be held responsible. If a man lies with a woman during her monthly period and has sexual relations with her, he has exposed the source of her flow, and she has also uncovered it. Both of them must be cut off from their people. Do not have sexual relations with the sister of either your mother or your father, for that would dishonor a close relative. Both of you would be held responsible. If a man sleeps with his aunt, he has dishonored his uncle. They will be held responsible. They will die childless. If a man marries his brother's wife, it is an act of impurity. He has dishonored his brother. They will be childless. Keep all my decrees and laws and follow them, so that the land where I am bringing you to live may not vomit you out. You must not live according to the customs of the nations I'm going to drive out before you. Because they did all these things, I abhorred them. But I said to you, you will possess their land. I will give it to you as an inheritance, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has set you apart from the nations. You must therefore make a distinction between clean and unclean animals, and between unclean and clean birds. Do not defile yourselves by any animal or bird or anything that moves along the ground, those which I have set apart as unclean for you. You are to be holy to me, because I, the Lord, am holy, and I have set you apart from the nations to be my own. A man or woman who is a medium or spiritist among you must be put to death. You are to stone them, their blood will be on their own heads. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but I plan on posting tomorrow, so God willing, I will see you then. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so by checking out my YouTube channel, which is linked in my TikTok bio. There are playlists in French, Spanish, and English, where English is my first language and French and Spanish are two languages which I learned in school a few years ago, and I don't want to lose. But there are playlists dedicated to each book of the Bible, from James through to Leviticus, and also Joshua, in those languages, in those playlists. There's a lot to watch. My ability to speak is waning because I've been doing this for an hour and a half now, straight speech. Pray for me. God bless. See you tomorrow. Bye. And the final one. Got 13% on here. Can I do it? Can she do it? I think so. Let's do it. Oh, and I got a like. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Snaps to you. God bless you. Now then, finally. Well, not finally. There are still 5 more chapters, but still. Leviticus chapter, I want to say 21? 22? What did I just read? 21. Leviticus chapter 21. Hi, I'm Lydia, and I'm currently reading the entire Bible, chapter by chapter, day by day, until I get to the end of it. I started in James, and now I'm in Leviticus, and I also took a break and read all of Joshua. I've read a fair few books, so feel free to join me here, there, or anywhere. But most importantly, let's read today, Leviticus chapter 21. Rules for priests. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the priests, the son of Aaron, and say to them, the sons of Aaron, and say to them, a priest must not take..." I butchered it! We'll go again. Leviticus chapter 21, rules for priests. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say to them, a priest must not make himself ceremonially unclean for any of his people who die, except for a close relative, such as his mother or father, his son or daughter, his brother, or an unmarried sister who is dependent on him since she has no husband. For her, he may make himself unclean. He must not make himself unclean for people related to him by marriage, and so defile himself. Priests must not shave their heads or shave off the edges of their beards or cut their bodies. They must be holy to their God and must not profane the name of their God. Because they present the offerings made to the Lord by fire, the food of their God, they are to be holy. They must not marry women defiled by prostitution or divorced from their husbands, because priests are holy to their God. Regard them as holy, because they offer up the food of your God. Consider them holy, because I, the Lord, am holy, I who make you holy. If a priest's daughter defiles herself by becoming a prostitute, she disgraces her father. She must be burned in the fire. The high priest, the one among his brothers who has had the anointing oil poured on his head and who has been ordained to wear the priestly garments, must not let his hair become unkempt or tear his clothes. He must not enter a place where there is a dead body. He must not make himself unclean, even for his father or mother, nor leave the sanctuary of his God or desecrate it, because he has been dedicated by the anointing oil of his God. I am the Lord. The woman he marries must be a virgin. He must not marry a widow, a divorced woman, a woman defiled by prostitution, but only a virgin from his own people, so that he will not defile his offspring among his people. I am the Lord who makes him holy. The Lord said to Moses, say to Aaron, for the generations to come, none of your descendants who has a defect may come near to offer the food of his God. No man who has any defect may come near. No man who is blind or lame, disfigured or deformed, no man with a crippled foot or hand, who is hunchbacked or dwarfed, or who has any eye defect, or who has festering or running sores or damaged testicles. No descendant of Aaron, the priest, who has any defect is to come near to present the offerings made to the Lord by fire. He has a defect, he must not come near to offer the food of his God. He may eat the most holy food of his God, as well as the holy food, yet, because of his defect, he must not go near the curtain or approach the altar, and so desecrate my sanctuary. I am the Lord who makes them holy. So Moses told this to Aaron and his sons and to all the Israelites. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for reading the Bible with me and for pouring into your own relationship with God. This is great stuff, and I'm very happy for you. I pray that God blesses you abundantly today and tomorrow in case I do not post, but God willing, I will post and I will see you there. Aside from that, if you'd like to watch these videos in a clearer order, you can do so by checking out my YouTube channel, which is linked in my TikTok bio. If you're already at my YouTube channel, well done, thank you. Please subscribe and please follow if you're on TikTok. And, do both. Hey, support. There are playlists in French, Spanish, and English dedicated to each book of the Bible from James through to Leviticus and also the whole book of Joshua. French and Spanish are not my first languages, English is. So with French and Spanish, I hope to be fluent. I pray to be fluent eventually, but I'm not there yet. So, bear with if you can speak those languages fluently. That's the goal. Aside from that, God bless you, and God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. And with that, the live stream comes to an end because I have places to be and people to see. I have to go and pack. I'm leaving London for a little bit. So let's do it. Thank you and goodbye. God bless. Bye. Bye.